Hey everybody, it's me as always, your host Gambit896, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Today I'll be reviewing Doctor Strange The Oath. The series is written by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Marcos Martin, and on the colouring we have Javier Rodriguez, and this volume collects the 5-issue miniseries plus a 4-page teaser for this series, all written by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Marcos Martin. Now, Brian K. Vaughan you may know from his work on Y the Last Man, Ex Machina, Saga, Runaways, and also the digital-only series, The Private Eye, which he's also working on currently with Marcos Martin. I first became exposed to I don't know if it's Martin or Martin's artwork, from issues 4 through 6 of Mark Waid's Daredevil run, and his artwork on those issues was again absolutely fantastic. So the story starts out and we have Doctor Strange, who's been shot and he's being admitted to a back alley hospice, which is run by the character of the Night Nurse, who is essentially a doctor who treats the wounded, who are part of the New York City superhero crowd. So we see Danny Rand, Iron Fist, show up, who's waiting for treatment for a sprained hamstring after fighting some ninjas. And here we see Stephen Strange in his astral plane projection form, as you can see there. Marcos Martin has a cartoonish kind of style of artwork that really works for this series, but at the same time there's also an element of realism to it at the same time. Right off the bat we get some really cool sort of flashbacks to Doctor Strange's origin story. Here we see a really cool double-page spread of the car accident which Stephen Strange was involved in, which cost him the use of his hands, which then in turn ceased his career as a prominent doctor and a prominent physician and surgeon, as the doctors that operated on him and saved his hands said that the nerve damage was so severe that he'd never be able to wield a scalpel ever again. And we also find out right off the get-go that Vaughan, who is Doctor Strange's servant but also his best friend, has a advanced stage brain tumour and has little more than 3 months to live. But then Stephen Strange makes an oath and a vow to his best friend that they will find a cure for his ailment and they will bring him back to full health. Just from those 2 panels that I just showed you, again, hopefully if I went by them a bit too quick, you can really see the emotion and just the friendship that both Stephen Strange and Wong have for one another, just from the reaction shots alone, which are again fantastically drawn by Marcos Martin. And we find that Doctor Strange not only finds a cure for Wong's ailment, but it turns out to be a cure for cancer, which we see there. And it's this mystical potion or elixir that's belonged to a god of an ancient god called Otkid the Otkid the Omnipotent. Excuse me. And there's also something that's really cool about this, and this 5-issue miniseries must have been a really cool read in single issue form, because each of the single issues basically has a previously page or a summary of events in the previous issue. Here, for example, we see that the previously page is being narrated over by the Eye of Agamotto, which is an integral part of Doctor Strange's history and mythology as a character within the mystic side of the Marvel Universe. And here we see again a shot of Stephen Strange done in the past, where he's just come out of surgery and they haven't managed to save his hands. Well, they've saved them, but they haven't saved them enough for Stephen to continue his career because of the severe nerve damage. And Stephen does not react kindly and understandably so, to the loss of his hands. We also see some really cool cameo appearances in this. Here we see Baron Mordo, which is basically Doctor Strange's arch nemesis, if you will, and his polar opposite, according to Dr. Stephen Strange. And the flashbacks that we saw earlier from the car accident to the loss of Doctor Strange's hands, like I said, they all give you part of his origin, but it doesn't feel tacked on or forced. It just feels like an integral part of the story, which I think is a testament to just how fantastic Brian K. Vaughan's writing is. Here we see another previously page done in the form of the Book of the Vishanti, which is again another integral part of the history of Dr. Stephen Strange. And over the course of the story, we find out that the person that's behind the stealing of the elixir is somebody from Doctor Strange's past, from years and years ago, who is working for an organization known as the Overlords. And so we get his sort of backstory, how he got involved in the mystic arts shortly after operating on Stephen's hands. And we also see some really cool balances of both mystic battles at the same time, also hand-to-hand combat as well, which I'll show you an example of just there. And we also get some really, like I said, some really endearing moments from where we first find out Wong is terminally ill, to also when, unfortunately for Wong and for Stephen, his condition takes a drastic turn for the worse, and you really see just the hurtfulness and the pain of possibly losing his best friend, portrayed just wonderfully by Marcos Martin, in the detail that he puts into the facial expression behind or on Stephen Strange's face when Wong's health takes a drastic turn. And then at the same time we have a really cool and really well done, again, a hand-to-hand combat scene between Doctor Strange and the enemy who's been the orchestrator of these events during this 5-issue miniseries, as you can see there and there. And towards the end there's some really interesting questions that are asked, not only of Stephen Strange but also to the readers who've been experiencing this series and reading it from start to finish. One of the most interesting questions is, not only is the elixir that Stephen Strange has, not only can it heal Wong's brain tumor, but it's also not just a cure for cancer, but also it can heal any disease, any ailment on the planet. And when one has that kind of medical brilliance and medical magic and a way of eliminating disease altogether from the planet, what does one do with that? And it's one of the questions that's asked of both Stephen Strange and the reader as well. And also the title of the story, The Oath, is also a multi-layered title, from Stephen Strange making an oath to Wong that he will cure his friend of his ailment, but at the same time also Stephen Strange's oath as from his days as a surgeon, but also still being a doctor of sorts, and being the master of the mystic arts, and being a doctor and the Sorcerer Supreme, and that is to do everything within his power to basically provide care to his patients, which is also, like I said, another example of the various meanings behind the title of The Oath for this 5-issue miniseries. The writing and the storytelling in this by Brian K. Vaughan is absolutely fantastic, and the artwork by Marcos Martin, along with the colouring by Javier Rodriguez, is equally on par with Brian K. Vaughan's writing, in my opinion. If you're a fan of Brian K. Vaughan, if you're a fan of Marcos Martin, if you're a fan of Doctor Strange, if you're a fan of Marvel, then I highly recommend checking out Doctor Strange The Oath. If you're looking to get into the character of Doctor Strange and the whole mystical slash magical slash supernatural side of the Marvel Universe, I highly recommend Doctor Strange The Oath. If I had to give this a rating, I'd give it an absolute 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. And that about concludes this review video, guys. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. As always, feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section. But if you thumbs the video down, please feel free to tell me why in the comment section below, or send me a private message. If you're new to my channel and you'd like to see more of my videos, please feel free to subscribe. And as always, feel free to check out the links below in the description to the YouTube Comic Book Community Facebook page. You can also follow me on Twitter and add me on Google+. And until next time, this is Gambit896 signing off, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, guys.